Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yusril, the game is Hearthstone, and this is Scrub of the Arena. For those of you who aren't familiar with it, the Arena is the random card draft mode of Hearthstone. Essentially, you pay a price admission, either $149 or the equivalent in your local currency, or 150 gold. That gets you essentially 3 lives within the arena. You have a choice of 3 random heroes, so potentially you can go straight out of your comfort zone here. In this case, why not? Let's go with Valera. Yes, thank you. As opposed to watching her chess, which is something completely different. And then you have various cards. Now, there's 30 cards in the deck. You choose from 3 each time. So, what shall we go for? I think we'll start with not a tank himself, but an interestingly solid one. And then we'll get a gold Shafet as an actual tank, just as an emergency. Gurubashi Berserkers are nice, but you really have to have a way of doing 1 damage to them to get them revved up. Mages and Warlocks in particular, if you see those guys pull out a Berserker, just kill it quick. What else could we pull out? A Wolf Rider is a useful little blitz option, but Spellbreaker, interestingly, Silence doesn't quite work the way it does in World of Warcraft. It also removes things like Taunt, so if you want to neutralise a tank, you can do so very quickly indeed. Right, what else do we have? Vanish basically shuts down a board for me. However, in this case, I think I want... Ooh, that's kind of tempting myself, but no, we'll pull in class specific. Vanish, that's a useful option for the mid to late game. Razorfen Hunt is a good quick deck builder. That is a bit too specific. It only works against certain opponents. If again, something like, say, a mage who doesn't use a weapon at all, no point. Head Crack, yes, I think we'll go with that. What else do we have? Wind Fury Harpy, Defias, Ringleader. Yep, we'll go for an early deck opener there as well. Betray. Oh, that could be so much fun. Let's have that. Keep that in reserve for the late game. Lord of the Arena, 6/5 Taunt. No, let's get the mid-level Medicing, because healing's going to be in short supply on this deck. Head Crack again. I suspect someone's going to have a sore head in the morning. Right. South Sea Deckhand could be interesting, but I'd really need to get the power going. On the other hand, there's a nice bit of synergy going on there. Against that, Sap. Just get rid of that pesky enemy option. Oh, if I knew this was going to give me a Murloc Blitz, I'd have gone for that. Okay. No, let's Sap again. It's not an option. Fan of Knives for AoE damage. Venture Company Mercenary, your minions cost 3 more. Why? Why? Oh, I've just had a thought. There's nothing in the Spellbreaker's description that says it has to be a enemy minion. Thank you. Let's try you. That is going to be really specific, but there we go. Battlecry, return a friendly minion. Early game opener, and I've got plenty of those at the moment. Most of this deck is coming in at the 2 and 3 cost options. So we'll have a Blitz option in the Wolf Rider, and a Spiteful Smith just to boost up the daggers a little. Gain attack equal to the attack of your weapon. Nope, we'll have the Abusive Sergeant. I've been on the wrong end of those before. They are not pleasant. Another tank. And let's get the Thormar Farseer in there. Spell damage is of no use to me whatsoever, so he's a bit of a problem. An Angry Chicken! The biggest paradox in the game until you realise that there are other mobs in the game, or other minions that will boost health, so it does get slightly comical. No one ever expects that one to work. However, we'll go for the SI7 agent on this one. Give your minions stealth until your next turn. Yes, please, if I need an oh hell option. Mad Bomber, that's a little bit too temperamental for the arena. So we'll pull in a Silverbark Patriarch. Mogoshan Wardens are really, really nasty. Taunt in the mid-game with 7 health. On the other hand, let's face it, rogues aren't exactly a defensive build, are they? Stormwind Knight or Defias Ringleader. Well, I already have a Ringleader, so let's go with the double there. Reckless Rocketeers are fun, because why not? And the Argent Squire has clearly fallen into bad company. Again, that's a quick 1-point opener. 4 cards left. We'll go with the Abusive Sergeant again, just to... Oh, wait, no. 6 mana for a 4/7. Even revved up, that's a little bit awkward. So we'll stick with the Sergeant. And the file's here for more Wind Fury. 2 cards left. What are my options? Death Rattle for you, I think. Slightly more aggressive. Destroy your weapon and deal your damage to all enemies. Okay, that's basically a limited AoE, isn't it? Do I have anything in here that beats builds health? Gives an adjacent minion 1/1 and taunt. Yes, I do. Let us prepare the Angry Chicken! Right, let's see how quickly I get killed. To battle! Or more accurately, to the spinny fruit machine, which somehow always comes up worthy opponent. Despite the fact that a better thing for me would be ha 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 sucker. However, we have our opponent. What do we have? A worthy opponent. What's the surprise? Gun pusher. Who pushes gum? That. Right.
Your soul shall be mine.
Okay. I have an Abusive Sergeant. So if we pull the Defias out on turn 2, then Sergeant on turn 3. Hang on to the Spellbreaker, Mulligan, Vanish for the moment. Let's see what comes out. Head Crack, right. And of course I have the coin as well. Right, so we can actually pull the Defias Ringleader out on turn 1. Right. 2/1/2/2. He would have to burn his stealth to do it, so yes, let's go for this. Coin out. And then pull out the combo. And I get the combo because I used the coin. So, let's see what he does. Is he just going to let the Worgen sit there? Because he can go 1 for 1. Oh, nuts. I just let him rev his deck up and then he's going to go for clearance there. And we have a mutual exchange. So he's down 3 health. And my plan is currently in tatters because I now don't have anything with which to deploy the Abusive Sergeant. So we'll pull out some daggers. 1 durability, 1 damage, 2 durability, 2 uses. And let's just in the back. Best rogue fashion. Right.
Put this apple on your head.
Okay, that could be interesting. After he summons a minion... Nothing so interesting because I could force him... If I sap off the Flame Imp and he resummons it, he's going to do himself another 3 damage. If I head crack him, I lose the card. So... Play the Worgen, I'm going to lose it. Play Betrayal. One of them's going to kill the other. This is just going to be funny. Okay, if I have the Flame Imp kill that one, or that one kill that one. Doesn't really matter you, but that does at least take out the summoning effect. Crunch. Bye bye. And then I think we'll stab you in the face again. Right, okay, so next turn... What are my options? Pull out the Worgen? No, I don't think so. Haha. Right. Okay. Okay, I am going to sap out that imp before it gets any nastier. So it's now back in his hand. Then we'll dagger up. And although I am going to regret this immensely, we are going to death rattle his loot hoarder. I really need some of those tanks. That was a mistake, actually. If he now pulls out the imp again...
I smell blood.
Right, so... Oh... Boom. Yeah, that was expected. Of course, now I actually have to deal with that blasted imp. Okay, or do I? Yes, I think I have to. So... No tank, no tank, no tank. Right, pull out the Razor Fen Hunter. Just gives me an option. And then... No, there's no point pulling out the Sergeant at this stage because he will simply get mugged.
Here we go.
Stab the monkey. And of course, pull out new daggers. Right. This is not going well. I am getting deck blocked. I really need a tank. Oh, God. Yeah, I've let him build that board up too far. Right. Now, is he going for the kill? Yes, he is. Good, that's an exchange. Ouch. Right, okay, I have got to turn this round now. Or I could just commit suicide. Right. Let's...
Your magic shall not save.
Shut him down. There we go. That doesn't help much, but it's something. Pull out the abusive sergeant. Get rid of the imp. And I'm going to die next turn anyway. However, let's play the angry chicken and see if he can be tempted from wasting an attack. Why did I not stab Gul'dan? Ah! Okay. Of course, this now means that my mercenary has got nothing to silence him, so that card is now absolute last resort. Broken my own combo there. This is the problem with Warlocks. If they don't mind burning some health, they can get some very nasty cards out quickly. Oh, blaster. Ugh. Okay, now, are you going to go for the trade? That's right, ignore. Balls. He had a war golem! In the sense of he had a cave troll. Right, let's get... Toss it out.
Sever my wrath.
Mark him, pull out the combo, get rid of that. Dead. Right. and I have no way to stop the succubus from whacking me next turn. Blast it. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, scrub of the arena. 1 loss for no gains. Well, at least he's got his reward. Okay, let's see what comes up next. Oh, and yeah, by the way, I've never played Rogue before, so, yes, I have little experience with doing it from behind. Okay. Let's find my next murderer, shall we? Bring forth the worthy opponent. Or maybe the StarCraft player. Can I just have the Wayfish Warrior? No? No? Oh, pity.
Valera versus
Oh, great.
Uther.
A paladin.
I will fight with honor.
Watch your back.
Okay. Venture Company Mercenary. Well, I'm going to regret this. But the option of getting a 7/6 out on turn 5, if I can then silence it, is just too tempting to ignore. So, Argent Squire on turn 1. And we'll see what he pulls out for the rest. So, okay, change of plan. Thrulmar Farseer.
The light protects me.
Standard opener there. Daggers on turn 2, Farseer on turn 3. Then we'll see what the deck starts to bring. What are you pulling out? A pile of pain. At least he's coined. Okay, another change of plan. We will pull up
Fight, maggot!
the
I
Squire,
fight.
burn the Divine Shield to get rid of the Croclus, which leaves me with a 1/1 and a 2/1. And something approaching ball control. Farseer next turn. Assuming he doesn't pull something out of his hand. Murlocs, right. And now we have board parity again, except of course I have
What does the future
Farseer.
hold?
Now I can go for the trade.
I fight.
Swap that, and then beat that.
Job's done.
The other option, using a 2-for-2 trade, would have been overkill in some respects. This way, at least I get maximum damage out of the Sergeant, and if he does decide to shank him next turn with the Murloc, it's not too much of a loss. It'll be a mutual wipeout. And if he doesn't, I can use the Farseer to essentially clear the Murloc and then move on next turn.
On my watch.
Then again, maybe not. There. Okay. Right. 4/4. So let's pull out. Now, combo specifically says a card this turn, in which case I would have to haul out the Angry Chicken. Yeah, that's activated the combo, so we can pull out the Defiance Ringleader, get the Bandit as well.
Beat it.
Now, the question is, 1 hit to kill the Protector. Do I then trade off the Farseer and overkill the Murloc as well? Nope. We'll just hit the Paladin in the face, leaving him the decision. If he wants to blow the Murloc to get rid of the... Oh, you must be kidding me! That hurt. Okay, we have the Spellbreaker. Now, the question is, if I pull out the Merc... Let's find out.
You gotta be kidding me!
Job's done.
Unfortunately, yes it did. Nuts. Okay, so... Oh dear. Right. Well, what are my options at this point? Absolutely sod all. We'll pull out the dagger. And then we shall stab the Murloc in the face with it. Now... Yes. Taking a risk there, but he's already burned one concentration. He can only have one more, and he wouldn't risk it at this point. However, he could have Hammer of Wrath. He's got a number of... Why do I open my mouth? Okay, on the bright side, that does get rid of problems. So I can pull in the Spellbreaker, I can pull in the SI7 Agent, get the combo going, get some damage for it. Right. And let's do exactly that. And while we're at it, we'll counter his little bonus there. Pull out the combo.
This guy's toast.
And... it's overkill. It really is. Let's not take the chance. Oh, and of course, stab Uther from behind. There we go. Right, so... depending on what he pulls out next turn, 8 points to 8. I can either pull out the Spiteful Smith after pulling the daggers and then go for the beat down. There goes my SI. No, okay, fine, fair enough. Or it's daggers followed by what's he doing? That's right. Okay. Enraged. When damaged, this minion has a new power. Taunt. He can whack it in one turn. Unless I trade off my SI7 agent to get rid of the Dwarf. Yeah, we'll pull out the Fen Creeper and the Footman. Then we'll have daggers, so that sets up for the Smiths in Rage. And we will trade off to get rid of the fires. And then hit Uther in the face again. Right, okay, what can he pull out next? And he is ahead of me on deck, unfortunately. Okay, so he can kill off the Footman, which is a bit awkward. But then I can swap in and grab the Fen Creeper. What's he about to pull? But at least he can't get to me at the moment. Okay, this just got interesting. Oh my god!
Join or die, or both.
Okay, this is now somewhat problematic. So, we'll pull out the loot order. Now, can I be completely dastardly and stab my own... This is not a good position to be in. Okay, so he...
Here we go. That's not a valid target.
Blast. The mages get to shoot their own people. Mind you, they are mages. 4, 6, 4, 6, 3, 6, 3, 6. 3, 1, but that would... I'll have to attack the Senjin first. Difference is... he can take the hit. Yeah, let's go for this. And we'll hold it there without using Valera's attack. Now, the dagger is going to trip off that enrage, which will help. Oh dear. Well, there's nothing random about that, but thank you for the card. That would have been useful last turn. Okay, so I can temporarily blitz out his options, but it will leave him with a rather nasty hand.
Cleanse the sun well.
Okay, what's he got? Yes, that's a mutual wipeout. And he will then... Oh, right, he's going for the bypass. Is he? Fine, works for me. I think at this point I'm going to kill his cult leader so that doesn't come back. Which of course then gives me the option of the hit.
Suffer!
Oh wait, no, I can't do that, can I? Awkward. Right. Let's vanish his hand in that case. And we have a nice new tiled decorative pattern on the floor.
Here we go.
And stab him in the face. That's why I get for not reading the card description. I thought it only affected his minions, not mine. Okay, one little deck wipe later. Interesting little viz bug that. For the record, this is a GTX 590 that I'm running on. Never seen that before. On the other hand, never played Vanish before, so... Promise in 2 turns he's going to have everything back.
Don't mess with Tusker.
It just gets worse and worse. Azir Oh, this is going horribly wrong, isn't it? Okay. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions, draw a card. My options are really rather limited, aren't they? Right, let's do it. Okay, that helps. We will stab the gnome. Pull out the Razorfed Hunter.
I don't have enough mana.
Realise I don't have enough mana because I can't add up. Failure of basic skills. And we will conceal as well.
Job's done.
Because let's face it, they would just get murdered otherwise. So, how badly am I about to get my ass kicked? Very, I think, is the answer to that one. Yeah, here comes the rest of it. Does that work through stealth? Nuts. What? Git. Okay, can I turn this round? Abusive Sergeant.
Maggot.
Kill the Drake. I can't turn this round, can I? Bugger. Oh well, didn't call it Scrub of the Arena for nothing. Let's go again. Yay, I dinged! That's yeah, probably not helpful. Right. 3rd chance. Let's see, how badly can I get this wrong?
Valera versus Thrall.
Great, I'm about to be
Doomhammer.
What?
Shaman spammed to death. Well, at least I get to go second this time. Okay. That is not too bad an opener. I can coin out, get the loot hoarder out and kill it off quickly. Maybe even get some damage out of it. Then get the Defiance combo and the SI agent going next turn. Right, let's roll. Okay, let's see what Mr. Green does. Okay. Gain 1 mana crystal. And we will... Ooh, that combos. Let's go with that instead then.
Yeah, beat it.
Has he got some low-level AoE at his disposal? Has he got charge at his disposal? No, he's pulled out a totem instead. Oh, wouldn't you notice the tanking one? Well, that could be worse. Okay, we'll pull out the loot hoarder. Yes, actually I do. We'll smack the totem in the face and then kick Thrall in the family jewels. Right. So, what's he going to pull out? Okay, we will... Options. If I pull out the Wolf Rider and Tread it, because I really don't want that thing picking up Wind Fury. Nor do I particularly wish to pull out a 2-for-1 on it, even if I do end up sacrificing my... Yeah, no, we'll go with this. Wolf Rider, trade that, get rid of his Wind Fury, before it even happens, and then smack Thrall in the face. Right. Next turn. Right, okay. Options. Let's... Right, let's trade out the angry chicken. Was that worth the effort? I think not. Okay, however, it does open up a possibility with regard to angry chicken and then SI7 agent. And then we'll get rid of the recruit. Kid clearly didn't have what it took, but at least it gets rid of the troll. So next turn I think we'll pull out the Patriarch, get the own taunts going on this side, and well, see what comes up, because I'm tempted to pull out Headcrack.
Cleanse the sun well.
Okay, that's a waste of our bat. Why did you not do... Because you need the taunt, don't you? Okay. Right. Okay, options. Give the friendly minion +2 attack that turn. Well, I'm very tempted to throw...
So many options.
Yes. We will trade like so.
You looking at me?
Trade off the Defiance.
Hey,
Take out that one. Leaves him at 3-1. And then go for the Headcrack. That'll come back because it was comboed. And of course the chicken
Job's done.
becorks him. And I have Headcrack back. Happy combo. Why did I even take 2 of those cards? I'm an idiot. That's an easy thing to set up a combo on in the mid-game. Anyhow.
Just me and Mr. Bitey.
Right, so... Deal 2 damage to enemy enemies, however... Oh well. I don't think that chicken's ever going to fulfill its potential. So... we will pull out the Patriarch. You know what's coming. Headcrack again.
Hey,
And smack in the face. Now the Patriarch will probably fall over next turn. But he'll do enough damage in the process that if I pull out the Rocketeer or the Spellbreaker, I should be able to clear his side of the deck, or rather board. I really must stop using those terms interchangeably.
My
So-
shield for Argus.
Okay, that complicates things slightly. Because the gnome will survive this, the dragonling rather will not. At some point I'll learn to add up. They both survived. Right, on the other hand, I can just pull out Fan of Knives at this point, which will at least take out the dragonling. Okay, so we will
Your magic
silence
shall not save.
that one. Then we will pull out Fan of Knives to get rid of the other, which gives me Spike the Smith. And then we could go for the trade, get rid of the Draenei. Or I could just smack him in the face, but he will then kill off my Spellbreaker,
Hey,
and I don't really want
lights
that to
out.
happen. So, farewell SI7, you served valiantly, and ultimately fatally. Okay, his hand is beginning to rebuild a little. So, next option.
I hope you like my invention.
Put this apple on your head. Join or die.
Right, so Colty has got to go. That will be a trade, unfortunately. Otherwise, this is just going to get out of hand very, very quickly.
Die, mage.
There we go. Not ideal, but we will pull out
Don't mess with
a
us.
battle cry. Tempting just a head crack again, but 2, 4, 5, 6. Let's get the smith out. Right. Now, this is awkward because if he enrages the smith at this point with no weapon, I waste the enrage. I could have pulled daggers and head cracked, but... Okay. I can roll with that.
Protects me.
It does soak up a throwing knife. It soaks up one... Will you stop doing that? Right, you have got to go. Thank you. And you. Nuts. Right. Okay, so. Use the Reckless Rocketeer to take out the Knife Juggler, because he is proving far too good at sniping everything. On the other hand, that is a massive degree of overkill, but... You know what? Let's just go for the kill, because I can then pull out the Defiance combo,
Town scrub.
Yeah, beat it.
and then conceal. Now, unless he's got some non-targeted AoE, I've got him. Unless. Or unless he does something like that.
Squire, attend.
Oh god.
Ready, sir.
Pain, 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 pain. Well, at least he didn't hit the rocket. Okay. Now. It all comes down to... Okay.
Ready
Play
for
the torch.
action.
Get rid of the taunt. All the daggers. Head crack. And he's gonna survive. Damn it. And then he's going to survive with 1 point of health. Stab that to take out that. That'll take me down to 15. 2, 6, 7, 10.
That minion already attacked.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Right.
Taking a risk there. Hit through. Now, if I survive the turn, head crack comes back and I've got him. If. It's all about minimizing the damage I take. He has a healing totem. He has Wind Fury! Will you stop shooting those knives at me? Ugh. So, yeah, that's the trade there. That's the wipeout there. Can you take me in 1 turn?
X marks the spot.
Doesn't gain anything. This is going to be close. Don't heal him. Don't heal him. Don't. Whew! Okay, right. Just get this done. Head crack. This is not an optimal deck, but at least I did salvage something. Right, so what did I get? Beyond possibly pride. I have a key! Yay! Right, let's keep going. One for 2 at the moment. Ye gods. Right, continuing onwards. Also, where did this black line come from on the cancel button? That's been there for this session, and I haven't noticed it before, most likely. Right, worthy opponent. Come face the scrub of the... Oh, this could be interesting.
Watch your back.
Okay, as nice as it would be to get all 3 of those in the hand, Betrayal's going to have to go for the mid game, I think. Hang on to the Worgen, because at least I can get... Oh, that is not an improvement. Right, so, what do I have? An end of turn. Right, daggers next turn unless I get something better, then the Worgen. Then start ramping up towards turn 5. This is not an optimal opening hand. Okay, and he's coining out, so he's just stolen the initiative on me.
Bring me steel.
Okay, I have no idea why you played that. That's a waste of a battle cry. Dagger
Here
and
we go.
stabby.
Job's done.
Okay, so next turn, definitely the Worgen, because that only does 1 point of damage. And yeah, nuts. Alright, so you can do smashy as well as I can do stabby. Ouch. Okay, problem is, if I pull out the Worgen at this point, he will simply smack it down with the axe. So, we will put the Razor Fen Hunter into play instead,
Here we go.
and bring forth the stabbing of the face. Now, he will of course bring forth the Axe of Smashing. Whether he chooses not to get rid of the Razor Fen Hunter, I don't know. He'll probably just go, oh no, he's going for that. Fair enough.
You wanna blow something up?
What? Git! Goblins! Oh, right. Oh, that's every turn, is it? Right, you have definitely got to go. And that's going to be a permanent effect, isn't it? Right, so... Can't pull Fan of Knives because that will then stop me deploying the Patriarch, so we'll pull out the Patriarch
Enough mana.
and then realise I can't count.
Here
Gods
we
are making
go.
this in the face. And there's no point using conceal because I've got no minions on the deck. Right, that blasted goblin may have just cost me the game. 23-26.
Try this.
I hate you. I hate you so very, very much. Right. Pull out the Fan Creeper, it will die in one turn. Pull out Fan of Knives. And then Betrayal. Now, do I go that way or that way? Doesn't really matter, but we'll get rid of the goblin first.
Here we go.
And then we'll stab Gouge in the face again. I have got to get the deck ramped up. Patriarch and Worgen next turn, I think.
Join or die.
Change of plan. Patriarch and SI7. So, Patriarch for defensive taunt. SI7 to get rid of the cultist.
Job's done.
Like so.
Death again.
And the situation has somewhat stabilised. So, next turn, break out the... Tempted just breaking out the Argent Squire and the Defender of Argus. So that basically everything except the Defender has taunt. But we're getting dangerously into the mid to late game here, so he's going to start bringing out heavy hitters most likely. Excuse me. Now the question is, he can't get past my taunt unless he pulls something out, and now he's thinking. I would say that's a good thing, but let's be honest, it probably isn't. What's that? In a rage, deal 1 damage to a minion, and then go for battle rage. Don't think that's... You get. Right, okay, so he then goes for the trade there, or not, as the case may be. Come on! Several comments come to mind. They all involve various epithets attached to goblins. Right. 7 points. So... Okay. Pull out the... Okay, let's pull out the Fen Creeper, the Goldshirt Footman, and the Squire.
Job's done.
That's very defensive play from me, but at least he can't get through it unless he pulls something exotic out of his hand. On the other hand, he can certainly get the Footman this turn, so that's awkward. Shouldn't have bothered there.
What you looking at?
He has an ogre. I knew he was going to have something vicious up his sleeve. So, that goes down. That trades off. So, we pull out Green Fury. Then we pull out the Defender of Argus. Thank you. That takes care of that. We'll smack the bomber in the face. hold off on conceal because I don't want it to go south just yet. Can I pull this back, I wonder? Because I do have a solid line of taunts and he's a warrior, so he's got no real way past that. Unless there's some obscure card I don't know about, which is entirely likely from what I'm saying at the moment. So he's trying to deck out again. What's he got? 14 left in his, I've got 18 in mine. Now... yeah, he couldn't let the Wind Fury stay up. So... problem is, I am going to have to trade... No, I'm not. Excellent. Right, so...
I fight.
that gets rid of his ogre. That lets me get the Worgen out. And... dagger up. And beat down. Right, still don't need conceal at this stage, it would be suicide. But this is starting to look a little more usable, except for the fact that he has a full hand and I don't. I think card starved is the term of choice here. What's Fiery War Axe, anybody? What do we think? No, Inner Rage. Right, so that will be used to take out the Fen Beast, mutual trade-off. The thing is... that is a kill next turn if I can't make something unusual happen. I'm gonna have to sacrifice my board, aren't I? Maybe even something past that. Okay, so Spellbreaker out.
Target stealthed minions.
I hate you so much. Well, let's...
That's not a valid target.
Right, so...
Into the breach!
smack. And... smack.
Here we go.
Well, this is not going to be pretty, because he can do 5 straight off and probably clear... yeah.
I hear you got a problem.
Ow! Ow! Well, if I can do 9 damage in a turn... but I can't. So that's the end of that. Oh well, let's see what happens. What can I say, ladies and gentlemen? Scrub of the arena. Still.
That was your third loss. Use your prize key to see what you've earned.
Shut it, short ass. So, 1 pack. What have I earned? 1 expert pack and 30 gold. Well, let's see what's in the pack. Maybe it'll help, but let's be honest, it probably won't. Open, says me. What do we have? Manatide Totem. I don't really do Shaman. Oh, Paladin's Secret. That's nasty. Summoning Portal if you're a Warlock. Handy to have. Power Overwhelming. I don't really do Warlock. And of course a Leper Gnome. Right, well, that's vaguely useful. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Scrub of the Arena. I've been Yuzril, this is Hearthstone, and I'll see you when I see you.